When you grow up poor, you don't always realize it right away. To a child, things just are the way they are. A mattress on the floor can feel normal. A dinner of rice and eggs can feel full. And a single fan in the middle of a hot room, always pointed toward your bed, just seems like luck. I grew up in a small apartment with no air conditioning. Summer in our town wasn't just hot, it was thick. The kind of heat that clings to your skin, that wakes you up in the middle of the night with your shirt stuck to your back. But when I went to sleep in my tiny bed tucked against the far wall, the fan would be spinning gently in my direction, oscillating just enough to brush the sweat from my forehead. It always faced me, always. And I remember thinking selfishly that maybe I was just the lucky one. Maybe my bed just happened to be in the right spot to catch the breeze. That maybe my dad preferred sleeping near the window instead, where cooler air might come in. I never really thought about it. I never asked why he always seemed to sleep furthest from the fan. Some nights, he would be sleeping on the floor with no pillow. I never noticed how his t-shirt was often soaked through by morning, how he quietly opened windows that barely opened, or how he turned the fan slightly each night before bed, making sure it angled just enough to reach me. I was too busy cooling off to feel his heat. As I got older, things got better. My dad got a second job. We moved into a better place. There was air conditioning, and I had my own room. No more rotating fan in the middle of the living room floor. No more shared mattress. No more sweaty summers. I left for college, started working, started building a life I thought I made on my own. And then, one night, I came home to visit. My dad had grown quieter, thinner. He still worked hard, still cooked too much food for just the two of us. That night, as we sat in the kitchen sipping cold tea, I told him I always appreciated that the fan was pointed toward me when I was little, that it just happened to be lucky. He smiled, but then he said something I wasn't expecting. He said, "My dear, it wasn't luck. You were my daughter, and I knew what it felt like to sweat through the night. I just didn't want you to feel it too." That was it. No grand explanation. No speech. Just the simple truth. He took the heat so I could sleep. All those years, I thought I had the best spot in the room. But it wasn't the spot. It was him. He sat in the heat night after night. Not because he had to, but because he chose to. Because that's what love does sometimes. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for thanks. It simply points the fan toward you while it quietly burns behind you. Sometimes love isn't loud. It doesn't show up in grand gestures. It shows up in small sacrifices. In the heat someone else endures, so you can sleep in comfort.